It is good morning, Sunday morning here in California. Good afternoon, some locations in United States, and good afternoon, some other countries, and also some other countries. Probably is already a good morning on a Monday morning. Right here is 11:19 Sunday, 11:19 a.m. Sunday. Well, we have a lot to talk about it. I'm not sure how we're gonna do this. There is so many things going on. Mostly, it's just pretty bad. But we are here. I just found out that it looks like that for whatever reason, I couldn't find the option to do a live presentation on Instagram today. So looks like somebody's controlling something somewhere. Guess who? So yes. Well, if you guys ask me what's going on right now, I probably don't have the correct or the accurate answer for all the events that happened in the past few days, few weeks, and mostly the past few hours. Um, it is sad moment. It is disappointing moment in this planet history. It is kind of amazing in a bad way how human society are capable of destroying, other human being, kill other human being, and be in peace to themselves. So that's what it is. And I know a lot of people who connect to a YouTube right now is gonna say, "Yeah, there we go. He's gonna talk about religion again." Well, guess what? Hello. Thank you for participating. I appreciate. Okay. So yeah, but folks, we are in a big mess right now. Not only here in the United States, but some other countries too. We are in a very difficult moment. Thank you for all the hearts. I appreciate. But look, if you ask me that we're gonna come out of this or get out of this mess and everything is gonna be fine, I'm not sure about that anymore. A lot of stupidity, a lot of bad moves, a lot of wrong behaving, and folks, I guess I need to apologize on behalf of all the human beings that are involved in all of these wars and conflicts and everything else. We are pretty close, very close to destroy ourselves. I don't want to talk about blaming because yes, some group of people, some nations are to blame more than others, but it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is we just can't get along. And then folks get upset with me because I say that the main reason, I normally say that the main reason why we have all these problems are just religion and politics. Folks think that I'm anti religion. Hey, guess what? You got that right. But it's just not because I am anti religion. I'm just saying the main cause of all the big mess on the Middle East are Zionism and other religions and other viewpoints or point of views. And that's a fact. Of course, politicians love that and they take advantage of the stupidity of all of us that believe that somehow their gods are pretty much involved on this big mess. You know, the point is this, folks. We are in a situation right now that I'm not sure that we're going to get out of that safe and sound. I don't think so. Maybe. Well, now we have this new war, new conflict that it's involved. Thank you, Israel, for that. That involved the United States directly. It was already involved. We all know that, but now it's like official. And and I don't have to tell you guys that every time you have this big conflict, now it's something else because it's against Iran or Iran, whatever you want to call. And we're gonna have very, very, very horrible consequences, one way or another, to some people for sure. And I hope that the best will happen, but we want to make sure that the best is the best for everybody. This is, you know, the God's people, evangelicals, and some, I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of those people from Israel and the evangelical and other religion that believe that they need to take over all everything in the Middle East because it's a promised land from God. Well, this week I posted something that is pretty much saying that ignorance kills, and this is a fact. A lot of us are going to die because of ignorance and religion. Okay, so you guys need to understand that if you're a religious guy out there, and if you think that you have nothing to do with that, believe me, you do somehow, some level, direct or indirectly, but you do. You that follow the Bible, you that follow the Torah, you that follow the Quran, mainly these three groups or four, they are part of this somehow. They preach on their churches and their temples or whatever you guys call that place where your God comes and visit you sometimes. It's kind of hard for me to understand God being part of it either or. I don't think that none of them are part of this. So I wrote this recently and I decided to share with you guys. Okay? I am not, I repeat, I am not pro any religion or group of people. I am pro humanity. I'm not pro Israel. I'm not pro Palestinians. I'm not pro Muslims. I'm not pro Judaism. I'm not pro evangelicals or so those so call themselves Christians, which I can guarantee you the majority of them have no clue what that means. You know, so but I want to make myself clear that I am not pro any religion or group of people. I am not. I do not believe in this kind of idea. Here in the United States, we have black neighborhoods, white neighborhoods, Asian neighborhoods. We have Hispanic neighborhoods. We have all kinds of neighborhoods, Arab neighborhoods. So they are all dividing them. And the crazy part, and let's talk about the evangelicals. They have the evangelical church, which supposedly they believe in Christ, and for whatever reason, some are a lot of them, a lot of those evangelical churches, they have this black church and white church. It's like, for instance, they probably think that Christ is going to visit all of them, although they're all divided. They all have their own black people, their own white people, and so on, so on, so on, you know. So this kind of behavior is just, it could be laughable, but it's not. It is sad and concerning because people are really taking ignorance to the next level. And that's really, really worry me a lot because I know we're walking to big problems ahead of us. This conflict that we the new one, right? It's just like we don't know what's going to happen. We know what happened the last few hours in Iran, and we know what's going on between Israel and Iran and the Palestinian people. We know how many people, well, we don't know for sure how many people had died, but we know it's a lot. Tens of thousands of people had died, and they will continue to die for a long time. And now I was just watching the news, right? And the news was showing that, checking out here, the news was showing that the Chinese had some ship, a couple of them, at the Persian Gulf. I don't think they're there just to be there for the Sunday morning or for a couple of days, chill out and having some fun, right? And what is kind of amazing on the past few hours, which kind of worry me a lot, it bothers me actually, is that we didn't hear official or officially the Chinese government and the Russians, which is the main concern right now, pronouncing or positioning themselves and what is the next steps. I know this the nuclear sites that was bombed by the United States in Iran was built with the Russians' help, according to themselves. I heard Vladimir Putin talking about that. Well, and they were into the another second project on that while this thing happened. So if you guys ask me what you're trying to say, I'm not trying to say anything really. I'm just saying that let's see how bad this is going to be for the Russians and for the Chinese. That's the question. You know, we're going to have the side effect or the result of this, the next few weeks, months, and years is this. This is going to be worldwide, okay? Number one, cost of living is going to go up. Food, water, fuel, everything that involves transportation, involve petroleum or gasoline, diesel, whatever, folks, we're going to have a very tough times ahead of us. And that's a fact. You don't need to be an expert to know that. So I'm not here in a situation or qualification to recommend anything to anybody. But I have to say one thing about that. If there is a moment in life that we need to learn and understand what common sense means, that's the moment right now. If you could please leave your religion for a second or two on a side, put your brains to work and understand that the common sense is all you need at this moment. It's the main tool to survive. And I'm saying this in case, hello, hello, brother, the worst happening. I don't even want to touch on the issue or subject of World War III because, yes, we are in the morning of World War III. Unfortunately, thank you, my man. Don't worry about it. I appreciate. Okay. I'll tell you this, folks. If if Russia get involved directly in the Chinese, it's official, right? Pakistan is saying that they're gonna do something about it, but we don't know how further apart are their words from their actions. We don't know. We know they have nuclear capability, but we also know that India will probably be on the Israel side. So that's a very concern too. And all the other little countries, I'm not saying little small countries, I'm not talking about the geography, I'm talking about um force. I'm talking about nuclear weapons or stuff like that. I don't think they're gonna do much about it. Sitting ducks at most. Those countries that they really gonna destroy all of us definitely is gonna be between Israel. They have nuclear weapons. It's not gonna be Iran or Iran because I don't think they have. Nobody knows for sure. That's the fact. They have nuclear weapons because main concern right now is nuclear weapons because the big mess is already there. You know, people will die left and right. That's for sure. You know, reminding you guys the last mess we were in, it took about 20 plus years and millions of lives. And guess what? They still have the big mess, right? I'm talking about Iraq, Afghanistan. So if war solved if war solved problem, the entire planet will be a huge paradise, which is not. We have a lot of poverty, people dying in starvation, insecurity in every area, all areas. People still killing each other, not only here in the United States. There is a lot of killings here. Believe me, you have our big problems here. And we are going through probably one of the biggest mess ever. Happy birthday, Davis. But who knows how long this conflict is going to take to kind of settle down or slow down. Nobody knows. The only thing that is for sure in all wars There will be a lot of killings, and a lot of people praying. Isn't that amazing? Probably as of right now, Arabics are praying to Allah. Christians are praying to God and Jesus Christ. The evangelicals too. They call themselves Christians. Hello, knock knock. And Judaism, they are praying to God too. All those big religions with the big gods, they're all praying right now. And then you start to imagine, which God is gonna really hear them and win the war. Am I right? Isn't it that beautiful religion? The war of gods, because that's what it is. Why? Because I can guarantee you the God of the evangelical, which have most of them, they are soldiers on the military right now. They are praying to God, to Jesus, to protect and guide them, to kill, etc., etc., etc. Amen. And I imagine that the Muslims are doing the same, not mention the Judaism. So we have, I'm just giving you the identity of this war so you understand. The God of Israel, according to Judaism, probably not the same of the God of Israel of the evangelical. They believe they are the same, but I have my doubts that they really agree to each other when it comes to identifying this God. The point is the point is this. End of the day, like history has shown us, just go and check it out. End of the day, people will die from all sides, right? And last time I checked, the God of the Muslims, which is Allah, I'm assuming, my apologies if I got it wrong. Allah is like for thousands of years fighting these wars for the followers and protecting them and helping them to win those wars. And guess what? According to Judaism, the Israelites are in the same situation. And Christians, evangelicals, they believe that the God of Israel and Jesus Christ, now they have Jesus Christ to help them out too, will be with them on this big mess. End of the day, year will go by, people will die, ignorance will exterminate a lot of people, and the gods probably will continue, who knows for how long. So shame on you. Shame on you. With all the almighties and power they have, they cannot fix one thing, which is bring peace to earth. Bring peace and love and respect to each other. They can't do that. And they are all the Almighty. They have the power to know everything. They have the power to do anything they want to, but they just can't bring love, respect, and teaching us to understand that this planet is one home to all living beings. It was somehow end up in here. Science give one explanation, religion give many others. None of them are absolutely right, including science, and that's my opinion. But one thing, common sense, which I asked you in the beginning of the conversation, to take your religion for a few moments, put aside, and let's see if you can learn a little bit about common sense and say, wait a minute, this vast land with water all over the place. Maybe I should learn how to live in peace with my neighbor. That's how I need. But no, I guess we can't. The reason why I'm saying that is because we've been talking about this for centuries, millenniums. And now the science digging out and looking for answers they find is this proof that civilization had destroyed each other in the past. And guess what? It looks like we're going to do the same. I know for many of you guys will say, oh, you're blaming religion. Hey, what can I say? There is one thing in common when it comes to conflicts, when it comes to search for power, dominations, and etc., is religion. People accuse Iran of having this system, theocratic, whatever they want to call system, where religion and politics runs together. But guess what? All or most of countries does the same in some level. Speaking of United States, Judaism, evangelical Christianism dominates the show. They're mixed on the power all the time. What we are doing now, involving conflicts in the Middle East, is on the name of religion. Not only power, politics take advantage of it because it's domination and conquering. Sounds familiar? The empires? But they use religion like the evangelicals. If you ask me, I'll answer. If not all, 90 plus percent of the military people, soldiers mainly, either they are evangelicals, not many from the Judaism, not many, not here. They are some, but not many. But it'll be evangelicals and Christians. And you want to ask me if they pray before go to the battlefield to face their enemies, their fellows, people they never met before, they become enemies because they think differently. And religiously speaking, remember, for the Judaism and evangelicals, The whole entire Middle East is for the God's children. No. Does ignorance hurts or not? Now, ask your God how important is to kill my neighbor or somebody who are from a different religion, like Muslims. No, I'm not Muslim. As you probably noticed, I am not pro-religion. So, but folks, what's going on? So, I hope that I'm wrong, and everything that we are seeing right now is gonna find their own way to peace, and we all gonna be okay on the end. I don't think so this time, but I hope I'm wrong. I do. Hello, Savannah. So now to the religious people, I want to ask you kind of a favor. Go and pray to your God if you're Christian or evangelical. If you're on a Judaism, if you're Muslim, go pray to your God. And while you're praying, ask your God if it is possible to live in peace to your neighbor, or in order to live in peace with your neighbor, you're gonna need to become Jewish, or you're gonna need to become evangelical or Christians. Ask your God, in order to live in peace, eternal peace, you're gonna need to be a Muslim. And after you finish, whatever way you finish your prayer, I'm gonna ask you, what kind of dress your God was dressed up? A big white robe, red, blue. I'm just curious. Now, if you're black or white, if you're a Christian or Muslim, my question to you is, what color was your God? It's a very simple question. Since you know so much about your God, you probably know. I don't think Judaism would believe that the God is a black one. I don't think Christians would believe in that either, or evangelicals. So we got a problem. Look, John, I'm going to try to kind of answer your question. I do not understand God. None of those gods that I just told you about. And by the way, there is many gods out there. I'm just picking the main ones because I notice one thing. All those freaking conflict that we have right now, somehow your gods are involved on this. Somehow, some level. Okay? I know the reason why Israel wants that those lands so bad is a religion reason. Some politicians they are taking advantage of that and just they want to increase their empire. But they all are using the religion behind this stupidities that we have right now. So the problem is between Allah, the God of Israel, the God of the evangelicals, and the Christians. I know some people are gonna tell me, "Oh, they are the same." Believe me, they are not. They don't even know their own gods. But the fact of the matter, John, is this. I'm talking here, and I'm a former, very religious person some years ago. The problem is this: everything that we're sitting and hearing and happening right now, real time, somehow your God and those gods that I mentioned are behind this. They are responsible for that because they are having their children, which you religious people, fighting these wars, and they don't have enough wisdom or knowledge of understanding that this is stupid wars and just put a stop on it. Oh, they will, like for many Christians and evangelicals. Oh, Christ is coming soon. So we have to wait. In the meantime, a lot of people needs to die in the name of your gods. It's shameful. It's too stupid. And I'm trying to be nice. I am. Now, let me go back to your prayer. Please talk to your God as soon as possible because nuclear war is coming. And let's see if your God can do something about it because if they don't intervene, maybe you guys don't know, but you know how many nuclear weapons it will take to destroy this entire planet? One. And how that is possible, I'll tell you. Because once somebody launch a missile against one nation, all the rest will come simultaneously. And I was just wondering how the God of Israel, the God of the evangelicals, and the Christians, and the God of the Muslims. You notice that I'm leaving the other gods alone for now. Because after studies and studies and observation, I noticed that the main problem of the humanity are between those gods. So talk to them. Tell them, please, to put stop on this insanity. If you cannot love your neighbor, at least respect them. At least. If I could pick which God is causing more problems, geopolitically speaking, I would say right off the bat, the God of Israel, for one reason. For some reason or one reason, they are the same as the God of the evangelical and Christians. If you don't believe, look at history. And you can use the Torah and the Bible to figure that out. I don't think we have the solution for what's going on right now. And the main reason is religion. Take care.